This podcast contains content related to child exploitation and criminal investigations. Listener discretion is strongly advised. The views expressed are those of the host and do not represent any official agency. All individuals discussed are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The alert didn't come from a school, or a teacher, or a friend. It came from an app. A simple notification warning a parent that their child's messages contain signs of self-harm. Within minutes, a conversation was started between child and parent, and a life might have been saved. This is what digital guardianship looks like in the current age. Quiet, immediate, and life-saving. I'm Sean Lacy, and welcome back to Chasing Shadows. We spent a lot of time on this podcast walking through how offenders operate, from those encrypted chat rooms and file-sharing networks to gaming platforms and social media apps that make children vulnerable. But awareness alone isn't enough. Today, I want to take some time to start focusing on the solutions, specifically one of the most powerful tools available to parents right now, Bark. We're not just talking about a phone app. Bark has evolved into a full ecosystem designed to help parents monitor, filter, and protect without feeling like they're invading their child's privacy. And I'll be honest, I don't partner with Bark or affiliate with a company unless I've seen firsthand that it can make a difference. And I feel like Bark is one of the ones that has. So let's talk about Bark. It was originally built for one reason: to protect children from the digital dangers most parents never see coming. Sextortion, grooming, bullying, depression, exposure to explicit content, and a lot more. And what makes Bark different from the older parental control apps is that it doesn't hand you every text. It doesn't show you every post that your child makes. It's not about overwhelming surveillance. It's about targeted awareness. The technology monitors for specific signs of risks across messages, emails, images, and social media activity, and once it detects something, it sends alert only when it's concerning. That might be a threat, that might be a risky photo that your child sent or received, or even a sign that your child is struggling emotionally. And that approach matters because it allows your kids privacy while still giving parents a chance to step in when it really counts. Let's talk about Bark's foundation, if you will, the app itself. When you take the app and install it on your child's device, it quietly runs in the background. It scans those messages and images and apps, looking for keywords, context, and even the tone that things are said. And what it's looking for is patterns that match grooming attempts or bullying or suicidal ideation or even sexual content. A parent receives alerts through the Bark dashboard. Usually it's a summary of what triggered the concern, when it happened, and where, what platform. And this is important because, like we talked about, Bark doesn't hand you the entire conversation. That could be overwhelming. It just gives you what you need to know. Not everything that your kid said. And I feel like that balance helps protect the trust in your house. Now, here's something that most parents don't realize is Bark can monitor dozens of platforms. It knows what goes on Snapchat, Discord, Instagram. It checks email, looks at text messages, but it really works best on Android devices. Because of how Apple's privacy is set up, it limits how deeply those third-party tools can analyze an iPhone's activity. Bark can still monitor the photos and the emails and the web activity, but not every chatting app. So if your family is all iPhones, Bark can still help, but you'll get less visibility than you will if you have Android devices. That's not something that Bark doesn't do well, that's just how Apple's lockdown ecosystem restricts all these apps. So we talked about the app, but Bark also has its own phone. I really feel like its own phone is the company's biggest leap forward when it comes to technology. It's a full smartphone built with Bark's technology directly baked into the operating system, which means your kid can't delete the app, it can't disable the security features, and it can't find a backdoor or a way around it. Now, because of how we talked about Apple locks things down, the Bark phone is a Samsung. But everything that happens is completely managed by Bark. You, as the parent, control what apps can be installed. You control what contacts can be added. You can control when a phone can be used. If your child tries to download a new contact, download a new app, or change a setting, you get an alert before anything happens. What makes this powerful is the flexibility that it grants you. You can start your child with just texting and calling only, and then unlock access to more apps or the internet when you feel like they're ready. It's like a digital driver's license, just one step at a time. Now, it's not the cheapest option on the market, but it is comprehensive, and for most parents, that peace of mind is worth it. For parents with younger kids, say ages 7 to 11, Bark has developed the Bark Watch. Now, this has come a long way since the old school Dick Tracy watch that was even maybe slightly before my time. But it looks and it feels like a smartwatch. But it functions like a phone on training wheels. Your kid can make calls, send messages, and it even shares their location. But they can only do that with approved contacts. There's no app store. There's no web browser. There's no social media. It's a way to stay connected when they're at school or with friends, but without handing them the keys to the full digital world just yet. And like the phone, the watch connects to the Bark dashboard, so parents can still set time limits, track location, and receive alert if something unusual or dangerous happens. There also is Bark Home, which is a small device that plugs into your home router. It acts like a filter for everything connected to your Wi-Fi, like your TV, gaming consoles, laptops, tablets, you name it. Anything that connects to the internet, Bark Home can monitor. This fills a huge blind spot that most parents don't even think about. Even if you lock down your child's phone, they might still have access to a gaming console or a TV browser or a friend's laptop when it's connected to Wi-Fi. Also, I've worked dozens of cases where a kid finds an old laptop in a closet, plugs it in, and then has the run of the internet because the parents don't know about it. Bark Home would prevent that. With Bark Home, you set rules like no YouTube after 9 o'clock at night, or you can block Discord completely on all the devices in the house. It's really a simple way to extend protection to every corner of your digital home. Now, we talked a lot about what Bark can do, but no technology can see or stop everything. This is where we need to be realistic, because Bark works best when it's set up fully and reviewed regularly by you as a parent. Android users get more visibility than iPhone users. Kids can always find new platforms faster than companies can add them. But what Bark does give you is time to see a problem early before it becomes a tragedy. It gives you signals, not surveillance. It's not about catching your kid. It's not about an aha moment. It's about protecting them from what is out there. And in my experience, Bark and the apps like it doesn't replace parenting. It amplifies it. It's giving you more tools in your tool belt. It gives you insight. It gives you an ability to start a conversation. And most importantly, it gives you early warning signs. In this line of work, I've seen parents who caught something early because of an alert. I have several people at work that currently use apps like this or this exact one. And I've also seen families who never got that chance. They never got the alert. Having the right technology in place isn't overprotective. It's proactive. And that's what Bark represents. It represents a safety net for the moments that you're not there. Because technology built the problem. I heard someone say recently on another podcast that when you give a kid a phone, you give them access to the world. But you also give the world access to them. So technology built this problem, but technology, if used correctly, can help us fix it. Bark isn't about fear. It's about empowerment. And know that when you install Bark on your child's device, or when you put it on the router with Bark Home, or when you give them that watch, explain how it works. Explain what your intentions are. Explain that this is not about trying to catch them in something, but this is about trying to make sure that they are safe. Helping to build that trust between adult and child and child and adult. And the conversation at that time is just as important as the tool that you put on there. You still need to have those safety talks because no technology is infallible. And kids are smart. If you haven't already, check out Bark and the resources that it offers. Let's keep this conversation going. Keep learning. If you use Bark or you have another tool that you'd like us to review, please drop it in the comments. Please find us on Instagram at @ChasingShadows_Sean Lacy. Please look us up on YouTube. Continue to listen and support the show, because the more comments and the more likes and the more activity that we get, the more our message gets out there. Let's continue to talk about this problem. Let's continue to raise awareness. Our goal is every parent and every child, but I'll take just a couple. Because the best defense out there is that awareness. Thanks again for listening, and thanks for standing with me in this fight. I'm Sean Lacy, and this has been Chasing Shadows.